Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Sonic Love. So in today's video we're going to be checking out an unboxing and first impressions of a long anticipated handheld that I've been waiting for a very long time. I did order this on the exact day of pre-order and it is the Steam Deck. So without further ado, right into the video and check out just what this thing is about. So when I got a knock on the door and the postman opened, I was shocked just how big this was. I knew straight away what it was because I've seen plenty of unboxing videos, but I was super excited. I do have to admit, disclaimer, just before I open it, I have already opened it. I couldn't help myself, and I'm sure you understand that as well. The long anticipated wait for this has just been unbearable. And I'm sure there is still plenty of people out there that are in the same boat and still waiting for their version. It's a big box as we open it. It comes with many different languages in the back. We get a sheet that explains what the system is and what the individual buttons do on the front of the system. Just give it a quick little look there, little glance. It does say to plug it in, power it on, but the system did come on straight away once I use it. So I kept everything, all the original parts. It did come with a lovely little clasp that was on the side, which I will show in a moment. This thing was attached to the thing which you had to clip off, and I'll show you exactly where that was. So in here we have a pretty simple setup. We have a charger. I will leave specs on the screen for you here. But this thing I have been waiting for ages, and I was clock watching and time just kept going by and I didn't have it, and I was absolutely gutted. But it comes with a nice super fast charger. Here we have it. There's nothing else in the box, so we don't really need that anymore. Let's get it out of the case. It comes with a nice front packaging. Your games are going places. It's quite a nice touch. It just has the usual rig and roll on the side, different languages on the back. We take it off. This is where the actual clip was, with the Valve logo on there. You had to snip that just so it makes sure that you know that nobody's tampered with it, which I thought was also a nice touch. It comes with a lovely case. I did get the 64 gig version, but I am going to be doing a video of upgrading the memory. So I will be putting in a 512 and also a 1 terabyte SD card. So that'll be, yeah, quite enough storage, I think, for the handheld itself. As we open it up, there we go. The one thing about the 64 gig is it's a little bit sharper on the image itself, but it doesn't come with the anti-glare screen, which is a shame. But I'm not really bothered about that, really. I'm used to it with plenty of handhelds. But as you can see in the case, it is freaking huge. Just to give you a few examples of size with other handhelds, this is one that I've done a review on and first impressions lately. So that is the 353P. So if that gives you just a little understanding of just how big this unit is. Here is the Odin Pro. Again, significantly bigger. Here is the Switch OLED. And as you can see, the reflectiveness on the OLED is equally the same, really. If not, it is a little bit toned down on the Steam Deck itself. But again, it is considerably bigger than the Switch OLED. And just one for shits and giggles, it is the Mania Mini. So it takes up, yeah, the space on the left hand side, not even to the screen. So that is a size comparison. to what this unit is. I was expecting it to be heavy, but it's not. It's really, really light. The box is really, really robust and sturdy. It will definitely not get damaged if you chuck that around in a backpack and so forth. I don't think this is the type of unit that I would take on the go. I think I'd feel a little bit uncomfortable if I was sitting on a bus or a train, and also some parts of where I live, you'd probably get beat up and have it snatched off you. So I won't be doing any of that, but I think that if you were going away on holiday in a caravan or a hotel, or if you were literally laying on the couch, this is the type of unit that you would do. But it is really comfortable, and as I say, it's heavy, but it's not as heavy as what you expect, which in essence makes it a lot lighter than what you thought it would be in the first place. The D-pad itself, mixed bag with it at the moment. It's quite good, but I wouldn't say it's the best, but it gets the job done. I suppose it's something I'll have to get used to, really, because I've only had it for a few days now. The analogs are pretty awesome. I'm really, really a big fan of them. Really nice and smooth, got lovely travel, great spring back, and yeah, the way that it's recessed in, it just feels really, really comfortable. It comes with 2 track pads, and they also got haptic feedback as well, which can be really nice in some games, especially for PC games, and yeah, a lot of games that you might need a mouse. Steam button, we have a regulator button here, which will then give you plenty of options to change TDP, also with a few little tweaks to performance measures, battery life and so forth. I'll jump into and do a different video on how that is used. ABXY, really, really comfortable, feels really, really nice. They feel like a Vita, in my opinion. If I just get my PS Vita, they may not be as big, but the feel is the same. Maybe a bit stiffer on the Vita, but that's what my first impressions were. We have start select at the top. Yeah, it's really nice. We have 2 front-facing speakers, a TF card slot. At the moment I've got a 512 gig SD card in there. We have some buttons underneath. I haven't really used them, really, to be honest. I don't think I would, but I'm not too sure. We have a intake fan and also an exhaust on the top. If we go to the top of the unit itself, we do have analog triggers. I'm a massive fan. I think that's absolutely fantastic. We have the L and R triggers as well. They feel really responsive, nice and clicky. We have a power button. We have a power and OTG unit there, USB there. We also have a 3.5mm headphone jack, and we also have our volume, which is minus and plus. To be honest, I did expect to have a little bit more I/O on this, but I'm okay. I'm cool with it. I think a USB port would have been really, really nice, but it is a finger magnet, as you can imagine, because it is touchscreen as well. But my first impressions, it's really nice. I did think it was ugly, but I think it's grown on me. When I first seen it, I was just like, oh dear, it looks like a breeze block. But the more I use it, the more I'm falling in love with it, and the more that I use it, the more I want to play it even more. So it's really, really nice so far. But my first impressions is it was an ugly thing, but it's growing on me massively. And I'd say it's really comfortable. It's nice in the hand, rest it on my belly, and play AAA PC games. You can't ask for more than that. I will be doing emulation videos as well, guys. Don't worry about that. But first impressions, yeah, I'm really, really happy. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to turn it on, and then we'll come back and then we'll show some gameplay and obviously what it looks like to use SteamOS. Okay, so we're going to just turn the unit on by the power button at the top. It gives a little indication that it's on, like beep. It does take a little while to load. I have installed some PC games on there to test out, guys. I still haven't had the chance to tinker around with all the settings to get the most optimal performance for the PC games, but I think I've done a good job so far of just doing it enough just for the purposes of this video. Now I know that I may show lower frame rates than what is capable, but remember, I've only had this unit for a couple of days and it took a long time for the games to download on Steam onto the SD card. It was painfully slow. I basically just watched it while I couldn't play it while the games were downloading, and that was also quite frustrating. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and rest it on here just to try and keep the unit itself as less shaky as possible, but also giving you a nice view of what it is it's all about. Let me see if I can move the camera just a little bit more for you guys to see. Okay, so here is SteamOS. Really is nice. This is the main screen. It's very easy setup process. You just pick the languages, set it up to Wi-Fi, log into your Steam, and you're good to go, ready to rock and roll. So if we hit Steam here on the bottom left, we'll go have some options. We'll have home, library, store, friends and chat, media, download, settings, and power. If we just quickly go into settings, I'm sure you can see it there. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer, zoom in a little bit maybe. But there we go. And then we just simply, we can navigate it through touch, or we can just scroll down itself, which is pretty nice. So we have system, security, notifications. Just a quick one, guys, don't forget to format your SD card before you start downloading stuff. It really is a pain in the backside, but it's easy to do. Storage, you can see that I have 468 gig used so far. And I do believe you can get multiple 512 gig cards because they're only cheap. Pick them up pretty cheap. Get about 4 SD cards with 512 gig, and there we have 2 gig of data that you could use. Yes, it's a pain in the arse swapping them in and out, but at least you don't pay the stupid, ridiculous prices that you would do for a 1 terabyte SD card. As I say, I will be doing a video on updating the internal memory on here. If it's something that you wish to see, then please consider subscribing for lots more on the Steam Deck. I will be doing many videos on this, guys. Okay, so let's just quickly go to here. There's all your fundamentals are in there. You go to home, you can see what you've downloaded. If we hit Steam again, we can go to our store. Once we're in the store, there's a summer sale at the moment. Games are going ridiculously cheap, guys. Honestly, it is crazy. But the really nice touch, and one thing that I thought that was really nice, is the options here, great on a deck. So there is thousands of games now that have been pre-configured and optimized to use on the Steam Deck, which makes it a very pleasurable experience. But there is also games that are untested and still actually work. I find that if you actually just do a Google search on YouTube or YouTube, and then if there's a specific game that you wish to see running, somebody's got a video on it. So I will do a lot of videos on here testing out the performance levels and getting the optimal performance levels for games that I own. And if there's any games that you wish me to get to test out in the meantime while you're waiting for yours, then please don't hesitate and pop it in the comments, and I will definitely do that. This is it, the basic, the fundamentals. It's really cool, really easy. If we just hit Steam again, we go back to the library, and you'll see the games that I have there already. So in no particular order, I'm just going to jump through and go through as much of the games as possible, and give them my thoughts while I'm playing the games of just how well the controls are and what it feels like, and yeah, my opinion on it really. Let's go in. So I'm going to kick things off with some, I don't know, let's go with some Tekken 7, shall we? Great game. It's nice when it starts, it actually tells you this game will use official layout, and it will tell you what buttons that are working and mapped to it already. Not only that, but if there isn't any, it will also give you warnings to say that you may have to use the keyboard or the mouse version on here, which is really nice touch. They've done so many updates since the unit has been available to buy, and that is also an ongoing thing, and the amount of updates it's had is more than any other handheld or any other company has done for any system out there, I do believe. So I'm really happy with what Valve are doing and what they're going to be doing further into the future as well. So a cool little tip for you guys: if you hold on to the Steam button itself, it then brings up a menu of shortcuts. We zoom in a little bit there. As you can see, we've got force game shutdown, we've got show keyboard, toggle magnifier, just in case there is some writing that is very small. We've got mouse right click and so forth, as you can see. But I thought that was a really nice touch. So this is one of the games I have been tinkering around with and messing around with to get it up, because I'd never played this game before until I got the Steam Deck, and I absolutely loved the Tekken franchise, and yeah, I just had to get it to where it was 60 frames per second. I'm sure you agree, 60 frames is the minimum for a fighting game, unless it's on an emulation and handheld, then you can put up with 30. So just a quick one, guys, it does log you out because I don't know why at the moment, but it's not connecting to the server. But don't panic if you buy it and then it does this. It took me a while to figure out that you just need to go back into it and then it will work. So it's like a double boot. As you can see, this time it loaded in and everything is tickety-boo. So we're just going to kick things off with some gameplay. So I'm going to go on offline mode. The customization on this game is absolutely scary. If you're a fan of Tekken games, this is the best I've ever played.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. Kazumi Mishima. Get ready for the next battle.
Still getting used to the controls.
Round 1. Fight.
So as you can see, 60 frames. I think it's a mixture of high settings, low settings and ultra settings, just to balance it of where I want the graphics to look nice. Don't really care about the shadows, so I've put that down to low, and just picking and choosing just to optimize it, just so it performs well and looks good at the same time. Let's move on to something else. So all you do is you simply press the Steam button. You will see exit game. So we exit the game. It will say exit game and we say yes. Then we simply just press back and we're back to our library. It really is very simple and straightforward. So let's stick with the fighting theme and let's do Street Fighter. See, we have Street Fighter in a V-Low spec mode. I don't know if that's something that's been pre-configured. I've not tried that yet. I go into custom and customize how I want the settings. And the good thing is it will save them as well. Love to know what you think of the Steam Deck, guys. Are you waiting for yours? Is it really agonizing wait like it has been for myself? But I have been absolutely blown away with it. I think for the price of $399, it is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm trying to leave it and not do any cuts or editing on it, guys, just so you get the real life experience with loading games, going into games and so forth.
Fighter 5. Rainbow Mega.
Make this look cool!
Brazil.
Boobs versus boobs.
Round 1. Fight.
So the controls themselves are really nice. The D-pad is so fluent. It's just got a really nice travel to it and the spring back, so it just makes the response really, really good. The D-pad is also, I'm not too sure. Like, I can pull the moves out like 10 out of 10, and then other times I can do like 2 out of 10. It's just, I don't know whether it's just my positioning. I'm not too sure, but still, it's a nitpick more than anything. But as you can see, another game that is absolutely fantastic. Looks really, really good, and obviously it is running 60 frames per second. You can't ask for any more than that.
You win.
But as you can see, guys, absolutely flawless. Really happy. Again, just come out of Steam. I have noticed a few crashes when exiting out of games. So if I do this now, it will probably not crash. But maybe with the games that I'll be showing now, at some point it will crash. It's not a biggie, but there is still teething problems with it, I believe. But obviously Valve will be working on it. So let's go with something like Sleeping Dogs. Bit more of a demanding game, still an older game, but a bit more demanding. I definitely haven't had a chance of so here we have it here where you hold the Steam and then the L2, so you can zoom in on text. Just little things like that make a massive difference in game, because I do see some text being quite small. I haven't had a chance to mess around with the settings with this one, guys, so it may underperform from what you can see on other videos on YouTube, but as I say, I will do a dedicated video on getting these games to the maximum performance that you can get, whether it's quality or frame rate. And that's on games like Steampunk, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, so forth. The screen itself is lovely, it's vibrant, it's really sharp and really crisp. So this one I've opted for ultra settings and high because I just think this game is visually great. So I'm still in the process of getting this to run at 60 with the maximum graphic fidelity, but it does jump and fluctuate. I have got the, if we press the 3 buttons here, guys, and we scroll down to battery, we have performance overlays, so you can, in the top left hand corner, you can see all the stats that you want, which is really nice. It's built in. I just have it on the frame rate just when I'm testing. You can have it off if you choose. We have basic view, but underneath we have performance settings, so we can do frame limit. I've got it at 60, but sometimes I just leave that actually off and just have it fluctuate. As long as it's above 40, then I don't mind playing it, because if it wasn't there and it wasn't on, you wouldn't notice the fluctuation or the flow in the gameplay. We have the refresh rate of the screen. You can lower that down to 40 in some games also, which will help with smoothing, believe it or not, especially if it's running on low frame rates. So as you can see, the options are incredible. We have the FSR, which I tend to try not to use it really, because I want to have the most fidelity image on there, and at the moment I just don't think, in my opinion, I'm not really seeing that much of a difference. If anything, it makes it a little bit worse, but I'm not seeing the frame rate improvement in using it either. Maybe you can leave it in the comments to show how and what games would benefit from using FSR. So that's how we go into there. So everything's really easy and manageable. I'm really enjoying it, guys.
So Winston's a red pole now? All this territory is Winston.
As you can see, I've got all the effects on. Really nice. I want it looking really good.
Shouldn't they be on the same side? Should be. Dog Eyes always was an asshole. Turns out he's a pretty asshole too. One thing, when we get to Winston's, let me do the introductions. They're really distrustful of new faces right now. It's wild paranoia. Son on Yi had a rat. From what I hear, they didn't let him have a quick death. Made him real slow and painful.
But the enjoyment I'm getting from playing these games on a handheld, on the couch, lying down with a nice bag of crisps, nice can of Coke, I'm just absolutely loving it, guys. I can't stop smiling. It's actually making me smile.
Jackie, you know my parents don't want you to talk to me.
Okay, let's jump into something else.
Once we get to know each other, they'll love me.
Let's step it up a notch and let's go with Tomb Raider. Now here we have an unsupported game. It will have a exclamation mark. It means it's playable, but you can have the game info on there and it will tell you for the details of why. So as you can see, you have exclamation marks and also tick marks as well. Let me zoom in on that so you can read that, guys. Again, a really nice touch. The touchscreen is really responsive. Again, another game that needs to be messed around with and tinkered with, and just literally to get the frame rate and fidelity where I'd like it. But still, the way it plays and performs now, if, as I say, if that FPS wasn't on, you wouldn't really notice the difference. It's still, again, fluctuating between 50 and 60. But looks really, really nice. As I say, it's just been an absolute joy. These are a mixture of ultra, high and low settings, but just not to the stage where we're getting the 60. But as I say, it plays well, it feels incredibly smooth, looks fantastic. Really is class, in my opinion. But yeah, looks great, plays great. And the fan is incredibly quiet. I do believe that there's been an update to make the fan really quiet, and they've done a really good job. I'm sure with just tweaking just 1 or 2 settings, you'll be able to get this 60 and looking equally as polished. Let's move on to the next game. Okay, so let's go with some Horizon Zero Dawn. Let's step it up to the max with some AAA gaming. I am going to turn the sound down just a little bit, guys, just for copyright, so I'm going to do it so it's like hardly in the ear type of experience. If you want to turn your volume up really high to hear it, then please do so. Gonna hit continue. Again, it's another one that I haven't really optimized. It's the last game that I've put on there, but plenty more videos where that come from. But again, the experience of even not tinkering around with the settings and just having it as just what it presets it as is still a really, really good experience. And obviously, I think that the load times for the games are a lot faster than what they are on my PS5 and Xbox Series S. I may do a video on that. But again, this is just sitting around 40 to 45. But if I didn't have the FPS counter on there, you would not know whatsoever. The smoothness is still there. I think the size of the screen also helps with that. But yeah, I know there is a preset or settings that you can get it to have 60 frames, which is pretty cool. But again, I'm a big fan of quality, and I want it looking the best it can possibly be while I'm happy with the frame rate. And at the moment, I've had no need to adjust it, but I will mess around, obviously, for purposes of another video. But again, it looks incredible and plays incredible. And as I say, if I didn't have the FPS on, I really wouldn't know the difference. It is just incredibly smooth and nice. Again, it's a mixture of high, low, and 1 ultra. I have the textures on ultra and all the rest as low as possible, just to get it looking as nice as it physically can, to the quality it was intended, and a frame rate I am happy with. But yeah, pleased to say that it is playable 100%. So let's check out something simple and easy and nice. Let's go with some Sonic Mania. I did have to go into the options and change the scale. It was like a letterbox square. Not too sure, I haven't come across that with any other games so far, but I did have to go into the settings to change it to make it full screen. But again, as you'd expect, 60 frames per second and thoroughly enjoyable. And looks incredible on this unit. As I say, guys, if there's any games you wish me to test, then just let me know. I think once I update the memory, I'll be able to put a lot more games on there to test. So I will be doing a video not only on how to upgrade it, but then obviously once I download all the games, I'll be doing as many games as possible. So if you hit me up in the comments, I'll be able to add those games with it. But again, this plays amazing, feels amazing, even with the D-pad. Not too bad for 2D games and platforms. Really nice. I think it's just myself. I don't think it's the D-pad itself. I think I'm just an idiot. There we go. Nice little ring splash for you. So as I come out, I'm going to do a few more games, guys, and then I'm going to give you my final opinion on it. But love to know your thoughts in there. If it's something that you want to see a lot more on, which is the Steam Deck, lots more videos, then please consider, if you're new, hit the like button, hit the bell, and also consider subscribing and making sure that you stay up to date with all the latest and greatest on the Steam Deck. I'll also be doing emulation videos as well, so please do not panic about that. And if you're wondering about battery life, I was playing God of War on the settings that it is on, and I got roughly around about just under 2 hours, but that was with full brightness, so not too bad actually, to be honest. I suppose if you're taking this into work and you only have an hour's lunch break, playing on the go for an hour in your lunch break, God of War in the palm of your hand, who's not going to love that? So what makes it really nice is the analog triggers, so that's pretty cool. This is also one of my favorite racing games. I did try and tinker around with it. It still needs a little bit more of an optimization quality wise, but
Great reactions. That could have been bad. So come on, capitalize on it.
But again, this is running around about the 40s. But again, if that FPS wasn't on, you really wouldn't notice. The screen's so small, it's very minor to see the imperfections in the frame rate. You can definitely see the imperfections in my driving skills though. But still looks incredible. Let's cause a major crash. A bit of a head-on smash, I think. There we go. Right guys, I'm going to leave it there. I think it's absolutely incredible. I really can't wait to sink my teeth into it. The best thing to do is get yourself a nice big SD card, 1 terabyte, or if you can't afford that, then get yourself a nice 512 and then an internal upgrade as well. As I say, I will be doing lots of more videos on this, guys, especially on more PC games. Let me know in the comments what PC games you would like to see tested. I will be doing emulation videos. I'll also be doing anything else that they bring out or update on the OS side of things, or also the Steam Deck itself. If there's anything else you wish to see running on it, guys, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, take care.